Everybody, it's Christina Rondo here, and today I want to talk to you about something that is super important that I think is kind of forgotten sometimes to be discussed. And it's about boundaries and creating an experience. Specifically, I'm talking about with your one-on-one clients. All right, so let's jump right into this. So, staying professional and not crossing boundaries with clients is super important. And it can be really difficult in our jobs because we can have a lot of community events, a lot of social events, but you still have to maintain this professional line. So we're going to kind of get into some of those things that I've seen in my 33 years of experience. I've seen a lot of trainers cross the line. I have been tempted myself to cross the line many, many times. I am sure in the beginning of my days, I have crossed the line many, many times. And as I became a celebrity figure and a professional fighter in the eyes of these people, I started to realize certain things, and we're going to go over those things now. So let's get into it. Clear expectations. So let's first start with personal training and clear expectations. So the biggest mistake I see that trainers have is they don't set expectations from the get-go. So it's super important to have a clear expectation of your training time. Are you doing a 30-minute session? Are you doing a 45-minute session? Are you doing a 60-minute session? These people are paying good money for your time. Your time does not mean that it's interrupted by phone calls and other people. And again, put yourself in their shoes, see how you would feel if you were paying somebody you were paying somebody good money for their time and they kept getting interrupted, right? So make sure that you know that if they're paying for 30 minutes, you're giving them 30 minutes of your time. Is prep time involved? I've had situations where trainers put a client on for 10 minutes and then train them for 20. And then the person has come to me and said, I'm not paying to run on a treadmill. I can run on a treadmill for 10 minutes before or after my personal training session. I don't want to pay for 10 minutes with a trainer to run on a treadmill. And I personally completely agree. So if you're paying for 30 minutes, I want 30 minutes of the trainer's time, not them trying to kill 10 minutes on a treadmill. So I get those tricks, trust me. All right. So you need to be clear. If you do going to put them on, you need to explain to the client, like, hey, we're going to do a 5-minute warm up, a 5-minute cool down, and I'm going to put you on a machine. And that's going to be part of your workout time that is included as part of your 30 or 60-minute session or 45. All right. So be clear with that. And because if you're clear from the get-go, you're not going to have any questions down the road. All right. So the other thing is, again, is the cool down part of it. But again, be clear on their times. What I like to do is I like to have them sign a personal training contract, and that has a lot of our expectations and my rules and policies on that. All right. But what is included? What kind of experience are you going to give this client in that time? What makes you a different trainer from the thousands of other trainers that are out there? And there's a lot of them. All right. So create an experience. What's included? Do you provide a small bottle of water? How about a towel? Create an experience. What makes you stand out? Ask yourself, what can I do different that will make me stand out from everybody else? Okay. Um, let's see. Do you leave them with goals and homework? And do you schedule their next appointment time? A lot of people in a lot of different industries, not just personal training, and gym owners, forget to schedule the next appointment time. Try to get them to commit and buy either a package. I sell packages of 5 and 10 at a time, and they expire within a year, and they have to sign off. I have a folder here, and they will sign off on every one of their sessions, and I always take little notes. So at one time I worked as a sports therapist, and we did our soap notes. So I kind of carried that over into my personal training, and I think it's really important because you want to show them as a trainer, like you're not just going by the seat of your pants. Like you actually took notes, and you know if they have like a leg injury, or you know what it is or what you did last time. So their next session, you're not asking them what they did. You should know as the trainer. That's all professionalism. So take notes. Like it takes 2 seconds. Don't be lazy. Write it in the notes. Um, Give yourself little notes on the time, have them sign off on it. So there's no questions whether they came and took the session or not. And signing off on it also tells them where they're at session wise. So if they had 10 sessions and they have 8, you can say, okay, you got 2 sessions left. Let me know if you want to renew and pay now, or if you want to renew next time. So you're constantly getting them to renew and giving them a heads up before the sessions are over. So I think that's really important too. Um, but definitely ask yourself, how can you create an experience different from all the other trainers out there and offer that? Again, just a simple thing like a small bottle of water. I like to offer funnels with like these little different supplement samples. So I get tons of supplement samples, electrolytes, and all sorts of energy drink stuff, and I give those just to my personal training clients. I get a lot of different free things from different people that come to my facility. Like one guy brought a big bag of Bomba socks, and I gave them out to personal training clients and used them for raffles and gifts. So sometimes just people that will come in and give you different things, then you can kind of give them to your clients. Again, just creating a different experience for them, making them feel really special and that you're going above and beyond. Okay, to do that. So that's important. All right, what's your policy for no shows, late 24-hour cancellations? We all know emergencies come up, but if you're not clear on this, you will get somebody that constantly calls in late. They're always going to have an issue. So it's really important to be clear and have them sign your personal training contract, which has all your policy information and expectations outlined. Super important. Every single person that starts personal training, we have them sign this form. Okay, so I really think this is important to have everything outlined, your expectations, if you're going to charge them, and what your fees are. Make sure you put the details. You have to put what your fees are. I also like to add a chargeback policy on there with a fee if they do a chargeback, because too many people do chargebacks these days. Okay, boundaries with clients, body measurements. Okay, so for both females and males, it's really important. We highly advise, in my expertise and from all the different client groups and meetings I go to, everybody is pretty much in a consensus these days that a female measures a female and a male measures a male, and that's if you don't have a body scan system. Okay, so it's really important to do that. I highly recommend having a camera in your facility, so if you are ever alone with a client, you have a video recording of it. You can never ever be accused of anything, and that's just important in this day and age. A lot of people have triggers, and they can be triggered from silly little jokes. If you don't really know the person, or even if you think you know them, you might not know them. Keep in mind they have traumas, triggers. You never know what has happened in their life, and anyone with past sexual abuse can be very triggered by any sort of sexual jokes or comments. Keep the funny for friends and family when it comes to those things, and a lot of comments can be misconstrued. They can be taken the wrong way and twisted into something that was just meant to be funny, and now you can turn into the bad guy or girl with a funny joke that was meant to be funny and it's not. Okay, so just remember, these are your clients. They're not really your friends. These are your clients. These are the people who pay your bill. These are the people that give you referrals to your business. So they're not friends. There is a very fine boundary line there. And I know it's difficult. I know that's hard to keep that line sometimes, because it can be really fun and really social, but there's still a line not to cross. Okay, drinking and partying with clients, appropriate behavior. It's hard. It's really hard not to cross the line, and I get it, but you have to maintain your boundaries. Do not get drunk with your clients. Do not buy them drinks and get them drunk. Maintain your professional. Do not do drugs. I have had tons of people tell me that their trainers will go outside and smoke pot before or after a workout with the clients. No, this is your name. This is your gym, your business. This is your name attached to it. You have to maintain professionalism. You can't have somebody saying, oh, hey, yeah, I smoke after my workouts with my trainer. Like, that's not cool. That is not professionalism. You cannot do that. Save that for the friends and your family. You're on a pedestal, right? So you have to remember, these people are looking up to you. So they hold you on a pedestal, and they believe what you say. They look at you as like a celebrity. You're a celebrity to them, okay? Don't fall off your pedestal, because if you start having a few drinks and you act obnoxious, you start getting rude or silly or something, our behavior changes with alcohol. That's the bottom line. And you don't want to show those behaviors in front of your clients, okay? So maintain professionalism. You can instantly lose clients if they look at you in a different sort of light and you fall off that pedestal. All right, your reputation, your name is everything. All right, once you become a trainer, once you're an owner, once you're a business owner, that's everything. Your name is everything. All right, be the example. We build communities, we develop good people. Our influence is way more than just in our gyms. All right. So we show that, we build this, we present kindness, compassion, we pay it forward, we have respect, we don't litter, we help the communities. So these are examples of how people look at these things that you do, and this is how we make better people. Okay. By setting that example and being a role model of these kinds of behaviors, this is how we create better people in our communities. Okay. So boundaries, again, say no. Sometimes clients push you. This is more about self-care for you. Sometimes people will push you to want to come at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 8 o'clock at night. And if it's too early or too late and it's burning you out and it's making you crappy and sick during the day and you don't feel good and you're burnt out or whatever, self-care is number one. You're just going to have to say no. Sometimes you're afraid to say no. Don't let fear hold you back from walking away from certain clients or situations, okay? Sometimes you release one exhausting client and you'll get an amazing new one. All right, true story. All right, be clear about your priorities and what's important for you for self-care. So this is really about you. Make sure you know what's important. For me, it was always important to go to my kids' soccer games. I had to stop doing personal training after the school hours for a period of time because I did never wanted to miss their soccer game. They're only young once, and I knew once they were done with soccer through these, elementary and high school years, I would never get that back, and I never wanted to live with regrets. And I actually had to cross out my schedule, and it did affect me financially at those times. But I had to do it. It was more important for me to go to those games. Okay. So have clear priorities for yourself, your family, and what you need to do and what feels good to you. Okay. So also have a proactive conversation with your clients, and this will limit the possibility of clients pushing boundaries. Example, like, hey, let's all go meet out at the bar Friday night. You stop meeting out, your clients out at bars, they're not going to be your clients anymore. It just doesn't, it's very rare for that to continue. Okay. So you got to have clear boundaries. You have to set good examples. Keep your family and your friends separate from your gym clients. Okay. Respect, credibility, trust. Remember, even if you have personal trainers training out of your gym, all right, it's still your name. It's still your gym's name. Your trainers need to be held to the same high standards that you hold yourself. All right. So hold your trainers to the same high standards that you hold yourself at. It's very important. I have 13 trainers out of my, gym, and I have a lot of them that do personal training. And again, I have to reiterate these things over and over because it's so easy to become friends with your clients. I became friends in the beginning with mine, and I can remember how, way back in the beginning, you're talking 1995 maybe, and we used to party and go out all the time, and it changed the dynamics, it changed the relationships of all those people involved, and it wasn't for a positive. A lot of times it was very negative. They didn't take training anymore. Some of them quit the gym. Some of them had a fight with this fight. Now this one couldn't come to the gym. This one didn't come. There's a lot of drama that can happen. So social events are great, but I keep them very limited. I keep them to short amounts of time. Like if we're going to watch a fight at a bar, we watch the fight, and that's the end of the event. Okay. If I have different gym functions at my gym, they're very short periods of time. All right. I try to limit the alcohol involved. I've seen nothing good come out of alcohol in events ever. So as enjoyable it may be for a lot of people, it always ends up pretty poor behaviors by others. Okay. So I've really learned in the last 33 years that boundaries and crossing that line, these people are not your friends. You're on a pedestal. You need to set a good example. So be the example you want your other trainers to be. And the way that you want people to look at you is the way you always need to act when you're in front of them. Okay. So guys, this is some great advice for you. This all comes to you from Gym Rescue because your success is our success. And we really want you to succeed in your business, and we want to see you do awesome. All right. And I love coaching you guys. I love doing these business consultations with everybody and sharing my advice and my experiences over 33 years. So thanks for listening. I appreciate any feedback at info@rkblive.com.